Breakouts and Babbitt. It's all about the Babbitt. Happy hobby. I'm Dave Gonson once again. If you're a sports car collector and you're working on a limited budget, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube series because that's what we talk about. We do a lot of tips on collecting, especially when you're working with not so much money and buying $1,000 cars and stuff like that. We're targeting like the cool $10 cards, the cool $20 cards. That's what we're all about here. Today, we're talking about the idea of breakout players in the 2023 baseball season. I have three guys I want you to think about. When I talk about breakouts, I want to define that a little bit. Some people say sleepers. A sleeper to me is somebody that comes out of nowhere to become good. A breakout player to me is someone who's good, who comes out of nowhere to become really good. Possibly great, but definitely really good. So I have three players for you in mind of that. First, I want to talk about what the ages of a breakout player in baseball usually correlate to. Not always relaxed, sabermetric people. Look, there's lots of debates in the 15 years ago in the 2000s when I was working at CBS Sports.com. Eric Mack and I, we'd often have debates about this breakout. That there was a specific age. He always pointed to the age 27 season. I don't say it's an age 27 season. I do say in that age 26 to 27 range, I do think you have a better chance of seeing a good player become great than at age 30 or at age 23. So I think that age 26, 27, they've had a few years, obviously a few years in professional baseball, but then a few years in the majors to round into the player that they're going to become. Now, once they get to 26, 27, they have a small window there about age 29 where they get ready to kind of peak right around there. And then age 30 to 32, depending on the type of player they are, power hitters will have a little more longevity, but like speedsters at age 30, 31, they start to decline a little bit from there. But we're talking about breakouts, not people that are falling back, but breakouts that are going to do well, I think, in this upcoming season. The reason I say that for you, card collector, is to consider looking at some of their cheap rookie cards that you could buy. So here are the three guys I'm thinking of. And so one of the things I also look at is a player's, let's call a BABIP. And that's a very generic, very simple statistic you can find on most baseball statistic websites. But BABIP basically means batting average on balls in play. It kind of boils down the luck factor, in other words. So if Major League Baseball players have a 300 batting average on balls in play, that's the average major leaguer has about a 300 BABIP, then anything lower than that would mean that they're a little under average in the luck factor, so to speak. So if they're normal, the rest of their career is normally like, say they're 320 or 330 and their BABIP is like 250 one year. Now this next year, things could even out a little bit in that next year and go back up to that 300 level. But meanwhile, you're buying at a level where they're dampened a little bit value-wise. So that's just my kind of boiled down, cheapo, not really scientific version of BABIP. If you go to a website called fangraphs.com, go to the glossary, and it'll explain all the different statistics, but it'll explain BABIP, and they're a little closer, and you get a little idea of it's not exact science on if somebody's lower, they're definitely going to become higher. But for me, it gives me a little window. So in this video, I'm looking at the players that are about to turn 26, 27 for the coming season, and then looking at some hitters whose BABIP is a little lower than maybe they want it, that we want it to be, and that there could be depressed just a little bit, and they could be in for a nice rebound season in 2023. And of course, something very important that I want to relay to you is I am not a financial advisor. These are just players that I'm looking at picking up their rookie cards. I thought I would convey that to you as well. This is not I'm not me telling you that make sure you invest in these guys. These guys are going to be amazing. You're going to make millions of dollars. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm just saying these are three relatively cheap rookie cards you can get now that I think could have nice 2023 seasons. Okay, so here we are over at Fangraphs. Like I mentioned, you could go up to here to glossary and go through the different batting statistics. Just click on any of these and you'll come to here and you can click on the offense to find all these different ones. But here's basically the BABIP, an explanation. Major League leaderboards for this is for 2022 season, and I broke it down to 8 players ages 25 or 26, which means they're going to be 26 or 27 in the age 23 season. All right, so Yordan Alvarez. See, here's the thing: these guys are already great. Like these are already really good hitters. So we're not really looking for breakout, stats from these guys. But somebody like Kyle Tucker, now, while he did have a 30-25 season, he's somebody I want to look at a little closer. Pull him over here. So Kyle Tucker, he had a 261 BABIP last year, which portends to a better season in this year because look, his career BABIP is 282, 20 points different, not too bad. But look at his past 3 seasons. If you remove that first season of 176, his past 3 seasons have been above 300. So if his BABIP rises, that means his batting average is rising. Means he's getting more base hits. He's getting on base more. He's has more opportunities for RBIs, all that stuff. So a 30-25 season's pretty amazing. I don't know why there's not more fanfare for Kyle Tucker, but I can see it at least a repeat of this season and maybe even a little something more than what he did last year. He's hitting like sixth in the Astros lineup, and he has a ton of good hitters in front of him, which means he has a ton of RBI opportunities ahead of him in 2023. Look at the projection systems here. They got this one has him for 121 RBIs. So right there, that tells you I'm not the only one that thinks there's great things ahead for Kyle Tucker. That's somebody you should think about. 2018, I believe, is his. Maybe 2019, I think, is his rookie card. So check into that. All right, the next guy we're going to look at, Willie Adames, former Rays shortstop. Struggled a little bit in his first couple years. Had a 20 home run season, but what was his batting average? 254 there. Now last year he had only 238, but he did crush 31 homers, 56 homers in his past 2 seasons. Past 2 seasons combined. But look at that BABIP, 278. Look at how high his BABIP was. So his average BABIP was 325 right here. So if you took that out, that BABIP probably rises to about 340, 350. So a rebound in 2023, higher batting average, more opportunities for RBIs, more opportunities for runs scored. And so what I wanted to show you, well, I'll get to that in a second, but he was going to be hitting second in the Brewers lineup, and that's a great thing. That's a good thing for both his RBIs and for his runs scored, and for seeing good pitches. All right, the third guy, Cody Bellinger. A lot of cheap slabs available for Cody Bellinger. He was a hobby darling just 3-4 years ago. Look at this here. He hit 47 home runs a few years ago and then just dried up. 2020, it's tough to count. There's only so many games, but 2021, just 10 home runs. And then last year, he had a nice rebound with 19 home runs. So what makes me think things are going to get better? Again, 255 BABIP. If we take out those 2 bad seasons right there, he's going to be closer to 300. So he did join the Cubs, and there's going to be. I'm going to take you up here. If you look at this roster resource tab right here, you can go to there, and I already pulled up the Cubs. I'm going to show you this right here. This is an amazing tool that you should be bookmarking and checking often. It gives you a breakdown of. I mean, I can't even get into all the different stuff that that it shows you. But the thing I want to show you specifically, their daily lineup, what their projected lineup is, and right now it has Cody Bellinger hitting 7th for the Cubs. Look at all the different parts of this lineup though that are new. Dansby Swanson, Eric Hosmer, Trey Mancini, Tucker Barnhart. Like there's so many new parts that I can see this mixing up throughout the early parts of the season, and I can see Bellinger actually moving up to the middle of the order, somewhere around 5 possibly. But I think there are good things ahead for Bellinger. But make sure you use this, bookmark that roster resource. That used to be a website on its own, and Fangraphs bought them. But going down here just to shows you their starting lineups, their bullpen, all this, and then boom, down here, minor leaguers you should know. Guys, gals, this is a phenomenal website. It ranks everybody in where they're at in the organization, if they're injured, what's going on with their injuries. Just a fantastic resource, a roster resource, if you will. So there you have it. There are my 3 players that I think might be in for some positive statistics going forward in 2023. Let me know if there's some players you think are about to have some breakout seasons that you really like going into 2023. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure whatever you do, have a happy hobby.